Three Little Pigs. Long ago in the country lived three little pigs. The three brothers were quite different in character from one another. The eldest, Nuff-Nuff, was lazy and slept even in the daytime. He always said, it's a fine warm day today. Good for a nap. The middle pig, Niff-Niff, was a glutton. He was hungry all the time and could not wait until mealtime. He kept picking at the bread or fruit prepared for lunch, saying, yummy, this tastes good. The youngest pig, Naff-Naff, was hard-working. While his elder brothers shied away from work, he enjoyed toiling in the field and never complained. He would shout with his spade in his hand, "Heave-ho! Get out of my way, Stump!" One day, their mother gathered the three little pigs and said to them, "Now, you are big enough to build your own houses and live by yourselves." You mean I have to work on my own?" exclaimed Nuff-Nuff. Niff-Niff asked, "Won't you make lunch for me anymore?" "No, you can work and make your own meals for yourselves," replied the mother. Naff-Naff said cheerfully, "I will be happy to have my own house." Mother Pig smiled proudly when she heard his words. Lazy Nuff-Nuff looked for an easy way to build a house. He found some bundles of straw Naff-Naff had piled up at the edge of the field. Straw, that's light and easy to carry, thought Nuff-Nuff. He happily took away the straw, singing, "How smart I am! It's easy to build a house with straw." It took just a short while for him to untie the bundles and make a shabby straw house. "Oh, I've worked hard today," said Nuff-Nuff. "Now it's time for a break." After a short rest, Nuff-Nuff called Niff-Niff and Naff-Naff to show them his straw house. "Well, how do you like it? It took just a short while to build," Nuff-Nuff boasted. Niff-Niff said admiringly, "How quickly you made it!" Staring worriedly at the straw house, Naff-Naff said, "What will happen if there is a strong wind? It might blow away." "Don't worry, no problem. I'm going to take a nap," Nuff-Nuff said, entering his straw house. Deciding to build a house that would not be blown down by a strong wind, Nif-Nif started carrying lumber and board, which the hard-working Naf-Naf had kept for repairing their house, to build a wood house. Nif-Nif sawed the lumber, singing, "How smart I am! Wood is strong and smells so good. Working always makes me hungry." Nif-Nif made a comfortable wood house for himself, stopping occasionally for a snack. Nif-Nif called Nuf-Nuf and Naf-Naf to show them his brand new wood house. "Well, how do you like it?" "My wood house will not blow down if there is a strong wind," Nif-Nif boasted. Nuf-Nuf said admiringly, "You've really worked hard." Naf-Naf was busy carrying bricks on a handcart when the wood house was completed. "Is it strong enough to stand up to a storm or a wolf?" Naf-Naf asked with a worried look. "Don't worry, no problem." "Oh, I'm starving." Nif-Nif ignored Naf-Naf's concern. It took a long time for Naf-Naf to build his brick house, because he carried and laid the bricks little by little. A rabbit and 2 mice watching Naf-Naf hard at work tried to help him. "Thank you, but I can do it myself." Without taking a break, Naf-Naf cheerfully built his brick house. While Naf-Naf was absorbed in his work, it started getting dark. Nuf-Nuf and Nif-Nif came to see Naf-Naf's house and exclaimed, "It's still not finished! It's taking so long!" "It takes time to build a strong house," Naf-Naf replied, and continued laying the bricks carefully. Before long, the sun had set. The moon rose and the stars began twinkling. While Nuf-Nuf and Nif-Nif were sound asleep, Naf-Naf finally completed his brick house. "I made it! Thank you, my friends," Naf-Naf said happily to the rabbit and the mice. The next morning, the 3 little pigs went to their mother to tell her that they had completed their houses. On their way back, each boasted about his house. "My straw house is soft and warm," said Nuf-Nuf. "My wood house smells good," said Nif-Nif. "My brick house is very strong," said Naf-Naf. A hungry wolf was peering at them from behind a bush. "Those pigs look delicious. I will follow them and eat them up," he whispered to himself, licking his lips. The wolf followed Nuff-Nuff to the straw house and knocked on the door. Nuff-Nuff looked at the window and was terrified to see the wolf. "A wolf!" he cried, shivering with fear in a corner of the room. "Open the door, good boy," growled the wolf. "No, never," replied Nuff-Nuff. "All right then, I will do it," said the wolf. The wolf took a deep breath and blew with all his might at Nuff-Nuff's house. The straw house was too shabby to stand up to the strong wind, and the straw scattered all around. Nuff-Nuff and his house were easily blown down. "Help! Help!" Nuff-Nuff cried, running desperately toward Nif-Nif's house nearby. "Wait! How fast he is running!" the wolf shouted, chasing after Nuff-Nuff with his mouth wide open. When Nuff-Nuff had nearly reached Nif-Nif's house, Nif-Nif opened the door and let him in. "Come on in! Hurry up!" Nif-Nif locked the door and assured Nuff-Nuff, "You are safe in this wood house." The wolf banged on the door and shouted, "If you don't open the door, I will blow your house down." Nif-Nif confidently replied, "Do it if you can." The wolf took a deep breath and blew with all his might. The wind was strong enough to blow down the wood house with the two pigs in it. Nuff-Nuff and Nif-Nif escaped from the house and ran away, with the wolf chasing after them. "I can't run any more," said Nuff-Nuff, almost collapsing with fatigue. Pointing at Naf-Naf's house up on the hill, Nif-Nif spurred him on. "Look! Naf-Naf's house is just over there." Nuff-Nuff and Nif-Nif panted up the hill and charged into Naf-Naf's house. "You are safe in my brick house," said Naf-Naf, locking the door. The wolf was faint with hunger after running up the hill. "I will blow down this house too," he said. The wolf blew as hard as he could, but no matter how hard he tried, he could not blow down the brick house. The 3 little pigs looked out of the window and laughed at him. Finally, the wolf gave up and went away. Whew, we made it! The wolf has gone, said Nuff Nuff in relief. I want a snack now. Niff Niff was already talking about food. While you take a rest, I will fetch some apples, Naff Naff said, going out with a basket. He got to a big apple tree, climbed the tree and began plucking the fruit from its branches. Good. The pig is up the tree, said the wolf, hiding behind a tree and licking his lips. When Naff Naff had collected some apples in the basket, the wolf appeared and said, Now you cannot run away. Give up and come down. Trembling with fear, Naff Naff bravely said to the wolf, How about an apple before eating me? And threw him an apple. The starving wolf gobbled the apple. That was delicious. Give me another one, he said. Naff Naff threw down another apple as far as he could. The apple rolled down the slope and the wolf chased madly after it. And so Naff Naff made his escape. The next day, Naff Naff went to town to buy a barrel for storing drinking water. When he was returning home with the barrel on his back, the rabbit and the mice stopped him and warned, Naff Naff, the wolf is waiting to ambush you down the slope. Vexed at Naff Naff's trick, the wolf was eagerly waiting for him. Suddenly, a barrel rushed down the slope. Naff Naff was in the barrel. The wolf was so surprised that he ran away shouting, Help! The rabbit and the mice were delighted. Now I'll try my last trick, said the wolf in frustration. He brought a ladder from his house and climbed onto the roof of the brick house. As he climbed, his eyes glittered and his mouth watered. Seeing him through the window, Naff Naff asked Nuff Nuff and Niff Niff to help him pour water from the barrel into the large pot on the fire. Heat up, they shouted. When he reached the roof, the starving wolf jumped through the chimney and landed in the pot of boiling water. Ow! Ouch! Ow! Ow! Help! Help! Crying in pain, the wolf rushed out of the house with his hands on his behind. Wow! Naf-Naf's beaten the wolf. Thank you, Naf-Naf, Nuff-Nuff and Nif-Nif cried in excitement. Impressed by Naf-Naf's wisdom and courage, the elder brothers followed his example and became hard-working too. Their mother was very glad, and they all